Automax, and welcome to my show. And now.
A little request for that gentleman over there who wants to see his friend. What? Dropped in it, did you say? Nice friend. Friends like that, you don't need enemies, do you? A little Chris de Bergh song for you, Lady in Red. You're going to whisper in my ear. Is that allowed? Will your wife let you? Oh, okay. Oh, I just hit my tooth then. Here we go then. God. Actually, you've got red hair, that'll do.
Brought up in a children's home or place, a school that was for disabled people? So
not brought up really. I was in hospital for a long time, and then I went to boarding school when I was 15 till I was 18, for about 3 years. So that was the nearest really to institutionalized, but it's not really an institution. It was run like a boarding school, any other boarding school.
Mm-hmm. But they're all disabled?
They're all disabled girls. Never seen you shine so bright. You're amazing. Never seen so many people wanna be there by your side. And when you turn to me and smile, took my breath away. I have never had such a feeling of complete and utter love as I do tonight, lady in red is dancing with me, cheek to cheek. There's nobody here, just you and me. Where I wanna be, I hardly know. This beauty by my side.
Was there anything strange? Was that boarding school?
There was part of that boarding school that was haunted. There was part of a corridor actually, and it was always very, very cold there. And I always to get the impression that it was a woman that was there, quite in sort of like from the century before, because they were dressed in a funny way. And it didn't really do any harm or anything, but it was always there. It was very, And sometimes even with the sun coming through where the window was, it would still be cold.
Mm-hmm. But you never actually saw her?
Only in my mind's eye, because I can still see what I see. That has been proved that yes, that it's true, but in my mind. So I saw her in my mind, but not objectively.
Right. Do you know if any other students saw her or experienced her, felt her at all? Did anyone else?
There was another girl there who was, I think, quite sensitive, and she used to feel the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know whether she actually saw her or anything, but she used to feel that they were the same thing when she passed through there. Really, really cold, and as if somebody was watching you while you were there.
Took my breath away. I have never had such a feeling of complete and utter love as I do tonight, lady in red.
What was it you were telling me about? You in what house was this in Tooting?
Mm.
And you heard footsteps or something?
Yes, this was another house, which is when we moved from Church Lane to Madison Road, and it was a bigger house, and quite often. But I was in my early teens then, and I used to hear at night somebody coming up the stairs, stopping outside my door, and then going. And at one time I used to think it might have been my father, but then he used to come in, but it wasn't. And then sometimes I would just hear them go back down again, or I'd hear the toilet being flushed, and there was nobody there. And also my sister had seen somebody in the room.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't actually see him, but I used to hear him, and she saw him once. But he was an old man with a hat and an overcoat, but she was very frightened.
Nobody, just you and me. Where I wanna be, I hardly know. This beauty by my side, I'll never forget.
I used to go to sleep, but then I would wake up because of feeling these caresses down the side of me and having my bedclothes pulled.
Mm-hmm.
So that would actually wake me up, and I'd be quite frightened. And then after I realised, I just asked them to go away and it would stop. But that used to happen quite frequently.
Do you think that was the same person that was coming up the stairs?
No, I think they were two different people.
Ah.
I think the person on the stairs maybe was just someone that may have lived there, perhaps during the war. But I think the person that was caressing me, I think was probably one of my relatives that passed over.
Male or female?
Female.
Female.
Because the touch was very gentle, it felt like a feminine, like a grandmother or, touch, when they soothe you and they caress you.